everyone, I hope you all are doing well. Today I hope to talk to you guys about a topic that I really enjoyed learning about a little bit more, which is bilingual education. Now, although my major does not at all pertain to bilingualism and like learning a new language at all, but I always encouraged trying to learn a new language because ever since I was in middle school, I think, I've always had an interest in like learning a new language like besides English. But yeah, I pretty much have always learned Spanish. Not that I can speak it at all, but I definitely can read Spanish more than I can speak it. But yeah. I've always wanted to also make sure that in learning a new language, it'd be something that's like pretty spoken well around the world, which I think Spanish is the second or third most spoken language. So yeah, it'll be beneficial to me in some way. But yeah, I've been always interested in Spanish speaking countries and their cultures and how they're related to our culture and just learn something different. But yeah, bilingual education improves the physiological and psychological part of your brain and the academia in helping one learn and process things better. Whoa. And on top of that, the social and cultural aspect of life will better be improved by just having another language under your belt. I think I'm credible enough just because of the fact of how I have tried to integrate English and Spanish into my day-to-day life when I was learning the language. And on top of that, I have met others that have gone to schools that are dual languages, being Spanish and English or Chinese and English, but yeah. But in researching this topic of bilingual education, I found it very difficult to even try to find any schools around me that at least integrate like having like Spanish and English classes that are like the same thing, like learning Spanish classes or like learning Spanish and English all at the same time. Like that's not a thing. So yeah, I think it's very interesting that schools don't provide this more because in learning a new language you're gaining so many benefits. I mean like should be a thing. And then here is a clip of someone discussing bilingualism and how actually it used to be a handicap for some or was frowned upon, which is crazy.
The idea of major cognitive benefits to bilingualism may seem intuitive now, but it would have surprised earlier experts. Before the 1960s, bilingualism was considered a handicap that slowed a child's development by forcing them to spend too much energy distinguishing between languages, a view based largely on flawed studies. And while a more recent study did show that reaction times and errors increase for some bilingual students in cross-language tests, it also showed that the effort and attention needed to switch between languages triggered more activity in, and potentially strengthened, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex.
As said earlier, bilingual education helps in improving the physical shape of the brain and the psychology of it as well. In doing so, this helps boost brain power, means giving yourself a little workout mentally, and improving the gray matter within your brain. Now, gray matter is the bulk of the brain and is pretty much responsible for sensory perception, memory, speech, emotions, and muscle control. Furthermore, bilingual education helps in strengthening the executive function within your brain, which is known for task switching and inhibition, and improving the attention span of a person. A researcher, I think her name is Swarces, told NPR Education that bilinguals can pay attention without being distracted and improve their ability to switch from one task to another. So, I mean, I would learn a new language just to learn to pay attention better anyway. So, additionally, in learning another language, it helps in improving the education of a person. By that I mean your reading skills will be improved because not only will you be able to comprehend another language, you're also improving the language you already know, and you'll learn it even you'll know your language 3 times better than anyone else would that's only learning one language. And also, even just having another language under your belt makes you just like a tad smarter. And by that I mean, from the Department of Education, it's said that learning 2 different languages as a person is teaching their brain to be flexible and develop a bit more stronger thinking skills. So, yeah. And lastly, bilingualism actually helps in furthering someone socially and culturally in the aspects of life. With that being said, one that has 2 languages under their belt, or at least can speak another language other than their native language, can actually help them get further ahead in the workforce. And that, according to the education of northwest.org, it said that it has been shown that people being bilingual can earn almost $7,000 more a year than their peers who only speak English, which I think in learning a new language, that's worth getting more money, so I would do it. Also, in being bilingual, that also means one is bicultural and you're learning 2 languages and cultures at once, being that you are also more socially aware of what's going on in other countries as well as the country you are in currently. Now, before I conclude everything, let me summarize a few of my points. Bilingual education now, as stated earlier, not only is in strengthening your brain both physically and mentally, but also improving the cognitive parts as well for a person. Now, if you're like me, I really enjoy learning 2 languages. However, I pick up Spanish every now and then and like trying to learn it again. Not that I forgot what the language was, but I just kind of just like throw it out the window sometimes, and then I'm like, oh, I kind of know Spanish sometimes. But yeah, I really think that it's kind of beneficial to have like at least another language, because you help in learning and teaching it to somebody else. I also think that in learning a new language, it's expanding your mind, which who wouldn't want to expand their mind? Furthermore, into improving the cognitive components of a person, they're also becoming more culturally and socially advanced, which will also financially improve for them in the long run. Now, personally, I think that schools should integrate more dual language classes, because it's going to benefit the kids in the long run and their life further down the line. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you later.